Hello and welcome, everybody. I am Tommy School, your host of Sport Hot Picks here today. Our streaming service is available every day at 4:30 Eastern Time. What we want to be able to do is give ourselves some time to make sure of any late adjustments in the lineups, maybe some scratches, any stuff like that before we start to put out our picks. So, as always, we always start with what happened yesterday, and then we'll kind of move forward on today, the Cinco de Dinero episode. Or if you also want to call it Revenge of the Fifth, following yesterday's May the 4th be with you. All right, so starting real quick, NBA favorites still lead at 482 to 465 at 50.9%. The Dogs winning yesterday were the Toronto, or covering, not winning, were the Raptors that were plus 9.5, the Thunder plus 5.5, and the Pistons plus 4. They all covered on those games. The overs are currently at 490 to 481 at 50.46%. And right now we're at that time of the season where teams are starting to get eliminated out of the NBA. So who's tanking it right now, trying to get that draft spot? Who's playing and not playing? Big news out of Los Angeles with the Lakers and LeBron. That may be season/career ending. Who knows? But it is what it is at this point. We do have a segment that we're going to start doing that is called the Just Missed the Cut segment. These are the picks that we were looking at that we decided not to go with and put into our paid portion because too much of a coin toss even after we put it through our analytics and metrics and our pros looking at it and that type of stuff. So it'll be fun to at least look at them and talk about it a little bit. NHL yesterday, the favorites went at 3-2. The two dogs that won were the Devils and the Sabres. The Devils were plus 210 and the Sabres were plus 210. And the overs went 4-1 yesterday, putting the overs at 51.63%. And then the first period overs, when you're thinking of the first period overs, think of this as like first half lines in the NFL or the NBA. The first period overs were 3-2. So that's at 51.2%. The unders are actually covering the first period under at 51.2%. Lastly, Major League Baseball, the Dogs went 10-6. They were out there barking loud and clear yesterday. And the unders went 11-5. So the Dogs covering were in, two of them were in the doubleheaders. The Cubs beating the Dodgers twice, and then the Giants being the underdog in game one, and the Rockies being the underdog in game two. Rockies walked them off and that type of thing. So the favorites are still way ahead at 52.87%, and the over-unders in Major League Baseball, even with getting 11-5 yesterday, moves that percentage up to 51.72%. If you're liking all this information that we're providing you and helping you become a better sports wagerer and make this a secondary income, like and share our information below. We would love to have your support and be able to grow our channel as you comment below and let us know what you want. Yesterday in our paid picks, we were in our picks that we provided. So the one free pick and the paid picks, we went 5-2 yesterday for a winning percentage of 71.43% on the day. And that puts us at 17-10 on the month, which is 62.96%. So right now, if this is your first month with us, you're only paying 37 cents per pick. However, all of our picks, all in, if you were to have been sticking with us for the last 3 months when we started this, at $9.99, you would have paid $29.97, and you would have gotten 494 picks. And our pick percentage is at 60.12, meaning that we are up where the pros, which we are, and the sharps, which we are, the wise guys, which we are, you would be in that range right now cashing your checks or tickets, okay? So 5-2 yesterday. If you look at it on a dollar amount, that's a really good day overall because not only are you covering the juice, but you're also hitting on everything else. All right, so let's talk about the missed the cut picks that we have for today. And here's my little sheet, so I'll be looking up at it. Sorry. All right, so missed the cut sheet today in the NHL. This is going to be a fun one. So if you're planning on watching any NHL games tonight, this should be a fun one because of the extracurricular activity that's happened between the Rangers and the Capitals. The Rangers are going to come out very, very upset after the whole instance with him getting thrown down and should have been called a penalty and kicked out of the game, but none of that happened. So I think the Rangers are going to take this in their own hands, which is going to cause the Capitals to react to it. But because of this, we chose not to go with this in our paid picks for the simple reason of these two teams have played tight all year long, and just because we think there's going to be extra penalties and more power plays, we suggest that you take we were talking at the over-under at 5.5. That's where it opened up at. And right before I came online, there's some books that are already up to 6.5. So we may not be the only ones thinking that, and you might not even be able to get 5.5 anymore. But that was a fun one. As you know, we love our player props. We've done a few of those throughout the course of our paid picks, and today's no different. We got the Knicks and the Nugs that are going after it tonight, two very top of the tier teams. The Nuggets are a very good defensive rebounding team. However, we think KJ Barrett, one of the lottery pick guys from before, is still going to be able to get his rebounds. Now, you're thinking, what? Why would you go that route? Well, first off, his minutes have increased dramatically. Secondly, he has been over this number the last few games in a row. But it still didn't make the cut because of the Nuggets and their efficiency on defensive rebounds. They're a top 5 team in defensive rebounds in the league, so definitely going to cut down on KJ Barrett's opportunity to catch rebounds in the offensive zone where he gets most of them. But anyway, we were thinking about over 5.5 there. And the last one is another player prop in Major League Baseball. The Phillies strike out at 27.1% of the time in their games, and they're facing a very good starting pitcher today in Freddie Peralta. So we figured, why not go over 7.5? Well, as we started to look at that and dig into the numbers a little bit more, it's looking like he's going to be right around 7 to 8. So it's a coin flip in our mind because of his last 3 starts. He's been right at that 8 mark. However, prior to that, he was in the 5 to 6 range. So we're still not 100% sold on that. And those are why those picks have fallen under just missed the cut type of thing. So fun little segment there, and at least give you some of the way that we think about going after our picks and so forth. All right, so finally, our picks of the day, we got 2 in Major League Baseball. We got 3 in the NBA, including the freebie. That includes that. And then 2 in NHL in our paid picks. So, again, $9.99 gets you all of our picks throughout the course of the month, not just a day, not anything like that. We get you in, we get them out to you in a timely manner so that you can make sure that you get the right odds that you should be getting or the number that you should be getting it at, just like we talked about with the NHL over under with the Capitals and the Rangers starting at 5.5, now up to 6.5. This information goes out to you well before it goes. We go live on our video blog right here. All right, so our freebie of the day, we're going to go with the Boston Celtics and the Orlando Magic under 218.5. Celtics and Magic under 218.5. Happy Cinco de Dinero for you all, or Revenge of the 5th, however you want to call it. I am Tommy School. We're making wagers and cashing major, and we're so happy to have you here with us. Have a great rest of your day and get those bets in. Like, subscribe, follow us on social media, and we'll talk to you all soon. Have a great